Hey folks, Dr. Mike here for RP Strength. Welcome to another episode of Mike's training, regular old training. Scott's this one going up on the regular channel?
I think so.
So if you guys want to see more of this, we do make quite a few more of these, but these are in our member section usually. So if you want to sign up for that, you get all kinds of other goodies in there, and this is one of them, I suppose, if you think this is a goodie. But it's just my normal training, no pomp and circumstance, nothing crazy today. I am roughly 11 weeks out from Masters Nationals, where I'll be trying to, put my best physique on the stage. So far, things are going pretty well. Today I weighed 233 pounds, which is on the low end for me of my current weight cycle. I'll weigh, depending on if it was a kind of a higher calorie day or low calorie day or two before, I'll weigh somewhere between, well, really 232 and 240 at this point. But I'm hoping to get that down closer to the 229 to 237 kind of range. You think like, what do you mean? Like, you got 11 weeks left. You're supposed to just continue to lose like a pound a week over that time, and that will occur in tissue and body fat, hopefully. But as you guys may well understand, I'm not exactly the nattiest person on the planet. And so you introduce more pharmacology as your prep gets closer, as your show gets closer. And that pharmacology, for many people, and definitely for me, holds body weight on you like crazy. It fills your muscles up with water, and that will gain, I have sort of 2 bumps left in farm. And each bump will give me 3 to 5 pounds of body weight, and it makes my appearance look cooler. But nonetheless, if I just go by the scale, it gets real confusing. So my RP Diet Coach app, which I use to program my dieting, my end diet goal is 229 pounds. And this I calculated as sort of roughly what will take to get me nice and shredded. But if you looked at my current low body weight, like later this week, I'll probably hit like 231 or something on the scale. And you're gonna be like, the fuck, dude? You're gonna take another 10 weeks to lose 2 pounds? And that's not how it works, because I think next week I introduce my first upping of farm, and that's gonna be, the weight scale just doesn't go down for 2 weeks at all. Sometimes it even goes up. And then for another week or so, it's stable. And then for another week, it goes down at the end. And then I have to make another introduction for the last little tail thing. So if I can just scoot that down to 229 while at the same time, 6 to 10 pounds of body water and actual muscle tissue are added during that process, yeah, it could be a pretty cool look. So that's the situation generally. Specifically, I'm in my second to last week of my accumulation phase for this mesocycle, and using the RP Hypertrophy app, of course, which you guys will see screenshots of every time I do an exercise today. And it's a pull day, which means my program's constructed a little bit interestingly, but I do calves first. You got to do calves at some point. Doing them before legs screws up your leg workout. Doing them after legs, you don't have any energy. You can do them on a push day, that's totally fine. But if you scoot calves on a push and pull day to the end, you're really just kind of mailing it in. There's no other way to say that. So for me, calves before I start my back workout is awesome, because they just they don't at all systemically fatigue me. The fatigue is only local. I don't use my calves in any of the other movements today. And I have full bore energy at the beginning of my workout to do this kind of thing. On my leg days, I actually train forearms first for this mesocycle, and it's been working out great because I don't use my forearms at all for my legs. And now I can train them really nice and hard. So start with calves, then we're gonna go to machine rows. The prime row is what I'm gonna be using today. It's superior to almost every other row because it allows you to load that stretch position. You get an insane range of motion. It unloads the contracted position, which is awesome. That force curve really matches what the body seems to prefer for muscle growth. And then after that, I'm gonna do straight arm lat pull downs, or otherwise known as lat prayers if you're a Menno Henselman's fan, which you should be. He has a YouTube. I was using the Prime machine for that single joint overhead work, but to be completely honest, fellas, it sounds kind of fucking weird. I'm literally too big for the machine. Like, it clips my lats on the way down, and I'm like, the fuck is going on? There's no way to adjust it. So it's kind of sweet, ascended beyond machine size. I remember Jared and I were training in a gym in San Diego, actually called The Gym in San Diego, which is the best gym in San Diego as far as I can tell. And there was a similar machine there, and Jared and I had planned to use it. We were really excited. We got in there and we were like, looked around, adjusted some things, couldn't fit. That's it, no more machine. So I'm switching to the straight arm lat pull downs. I love this movement. I haven't done it in months and months. It's going to blow me up. I'll probably keep it in all the way to the show. And then that's just 2 back exercises. Definitely enough to nuke my back because I train back basically twice a week. And then after that, I'm going to be doing Freemotion cable lateral raises. And those are going to be really awesome. I'll talk through those more specifically when we get there. But it's a really cool exercise. And just in case I forget to thank him, Joe Bennett, who is Hypertrophy Coach on Instagram, super great guy. He saw me using, or I think maybe we critiqued a video of his, right, Scott? The Batista video, and he had the cuffs on there, the wrist cuffs, so you could clip directly into the machine and not have to use your hands. And I think I said something, and then he just like was like, "Hey, what's your address?" And of course, any young man asked me for my address. I instantly send him my address, various pictures of myself that my parole officer says are not, again, not a good idea to send to people, Mike. And he sent me some of these wrist cuffs, and they're amazing. They've completely transformed my shoulder training in a pretty interesting sense because I'm not limited by my grip anymore. VersaGrips do an amazing job at mitigating this problem, but you got to kind of readjust them every now and again because I'm doing high reps. It's this weird cable setup and I end up kind of hooking it. It works, but the clip situation is way better. The thing is, VersaGrips are still dominant for 99% of all other exercises because you can't exactly clip yourself into a barbell or a machine. But into a Freemotion or cable machine, literally comes with a clip. You guys will see that in a bit. That's it. So 4 exercises and calves. Jesus, like that doesn't count. So 3.5 exercises. Let's get it cracking, and I'll say some things between sets, and you guys can enjoy the amazing music that I listen to when I train. Oh, that's just in my head. All right, let's get to training. So I'm just doing a couple reps here, warming up. I'm actually going to be doing calf raises on the belt squat machine. But this is just a fun place to get some blood through the calves, get some warmth going. Because once I clip in there, my weight's already on there. I'm just fucking going. So I do that, let the calves rest a little bit, and then I do my calisthenics, which is arm circles. This is a warm up I've been doing my entire bodybuilding career, and the vast majority of my training career in general. I kick out my knees, kind of feel out my joints, kick out my elbows. So it's interesting. The first time I just did this kind of throw the elbows out thing, both of them clicked. But the second time, they don't click. So I'm getting some clicks out. I really like to do this. I also do some rotations. My hips and spine just clicked a few times. Now they're not clicking. Do some side bends, get a couple weird clicks there. And this just kind of warms my core up a little bit. Warms me up generally. Ugh. So here I'm kind of doing a good morning to get the ham stretched, but then I also round my back to stretch my back. Just getting in touch with my body, raising body temperature a slight bit. Although calf raises will do that for us just fine. You don't have to do anything like this in your own training. But for me, I used to get little pings and dings every now and again before I started doing this. And after I started doing it, it led to a kind of a little bit better smoothness to my training, and the warm-ups go better still. So could be some old man yells at cloud type of shit. This is how I was raised. This used to be America. Oh, wait, wrong channel. All right. Well, I'm going to go look at my app, see how many reps I have. I'm going to train calves. All right, folks. Calf raises, Matt Wenning belt squat, great belt squat machine. It's built with the kind of quality that you see in Ohio. Regular, real America. None of this foreign bullshit. You know what I'm saying, fellas? Woo! Readjust a little bit there. Oh, all right, it's 23. I just have myself a seat. This is like an allegory for capitalism, you know? Like you're chained to your desk, man. Fuck, steel bars, the corporate machine are keeping you in. And you know what's stopping you from just unclipping yourself and being free? Your mind, bro. They get to you in elementary school. Do your homework. Why? So I can practice working for the fucking boss. Fuck that. Set 012. So I did 15 there because your boy yapped a little too much in the last rest break. And typically I rest much less time. And so because I did 15 there, I'm going to rest much less time here and do a few reps shy to get the same rep total. That makes the most sense. So I got 15. Means on my last one, instead of 10, I got to do 7. And on this one, I got to do 11. Let's go. That hurts. You guys know shit serious when the hood comes off. In here, I'm still from the hood. 7. Lucky number 7. On that last rep, you guys will notice that I scooted down and waited for 2 seconds as if I was going to do another. Some shit you might have heard me say before, as if another. The last rep of any given set is typically in the conversation for being very muscle growth promoting. Why is the last rep maybe the most growth promoting? But maybe not the most, but definitely in there is because you have maximum metabolites, maximum pump, and all of your fibers have to show up to try to contract to help you do that last rep because all the other fibers are fatigued. So you may be getting pretty good fiber recruitment. There's a more nuanced conversation there. If the reps are really high, the fast twitch fibers kind of smoke a cig and they're out. The set of 7 at the end, yeah, it's probably maximum recruitment. The eccentric of the rep, the descent, is also very, very muscle growth promoting. And you don't have to save your energy for anything because the last rep of a set, you get to rest afterwards. So when people do that last rep, let's say in dumbbell press, calf raise is also a great example. You do dumbbell press and then they rack. Okay. But what if you got it up on that last one and you took your time to really get that last eccentric? It's not very difficult because you're already up there, just controlling the way down. And you get a crap load of per rep stimulus. It's, to me, something that just makes a lot of sense. You got there, finish strong as if you're going to do another rep. And that muscle growth message sentence to the cell with an exclamation mark instead of a ... So I was like, "You just gonna put the weight down? Fine." Is this an important thing? Not really. Is it a religious thing? You got to do the last rep as if you're going to do them? No. But it, we're in here to get jacked, and I might as well do the kind of stuff that, you're interested? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What was I saying? I distracted myself. So every single set should end with a rep that looks like you're about to do another, ideally. Speaking of which, let's go warm up for the bake. All right, warm up set, nothing too crazy. Ugh. Getting in's the hardest part. Big stretch. Ooh, easy warm up. Set of 12. I'm gonna slap another plate on here. I do a set of 6 to 8. And then slap some more weight. And yeah, either take it for another 2 to 4 reps, or if it feels pretty good and I feel pretty warm, I'll just do a work set. And you know what? Felt pretty good on this, so I'm actually gonna go up to 2 plates. In addition, 4 total. My working weight is this with some small change on the end. So I think it's 215 pounds. That bottom 25, I don't count. That's for ballast, so it's not super easy at the top. Because if it's too easy, you actually just kind of fall back. And so I count this as 180. So 180 plus, ooh, cool. I have an even plate to put on. I slap on a 35, and then that's gonna be my work weight. So it's perfect. I'm gonna rest a little bit, and then I'm gonna do probably a set of 6 with this weight. And I'll see you guys in just a sec. Hopefully my grip is good enough. I haven't used the verses yet. Saving them for the work set. Gonna do hopefully a set about 4 to 6 reps here. It's just pretty heavy. Not exactly my working weight, but getting close. Feels good today. I'm not gonna lie, that feels fucking good. My last prep, I doubted myself a little bit, which is fundamentally not terrible. And thought maybe I wasn't training hard enough, which, people have said to me that I don't train so hard. And they're not wrong. They're not wrong. I do leave some reps in the tank. And I was like, you know what? Let me rise up to the occasion. And I started training harder, getting closer to failure consistently. And it just made me really, really fatigued. Did not add any more muscle than normal. It just was not worth it. And ever since then, more or less this whole past year or half year, including now, I've been stopping short of failure. 2, 3 reps in the tank. In my last week of the meso, I stopped, honestly, 1 to 2 reps in the tank. And I'm having basically some of the best training in my entire life. Consistently, week after week after week, I'm getting stronger, I'm recovering. And my muscle size is kind of absurdly the biggest it's ever been. So yeah, hard training's cool. If you've never done it before, you got to do it to figure out where your limits are. I mean, probably in almost all of high school and definitely all of college, I trained every single set to failure, multiple set program. So that was dope. I got hurt more. I didn't understand what cumulative fatigue was. And after 3 weeks of training, I'd always get hit like a ton of bricks. And I was like, the fuck's going on? My training partners are experiencing the same thing. And so I know how training to failure feels. I know a lot about it. And when I discovered reps in reserve, it boosted my training like crazy. When I recently went back to closer to failure style training, it degraded my training. Now that I'm back to more reps in reserve, my training's better again. To me, that says something. Also, the research says that RIR is at least equivalent to training to failure in context. So yeah, it feels good to be training intelligently again and getting better results. And I will say that there are definitely folks who need to train harder, a ton of people. But there are also lots of folks out there who are training really hard because it's an emotional situation and they're trying to prove something in the gym to themselves. Maybe they're fighting some demons. Maybe they think if I train harder, I'll be better than everyone. And the reality is what makes you better is genetics, time, drugs, and putting in consistent, difficult effort. Whether or not you do that last rep, really going super close to failure, it is likely to make no difference at all. And it is probably more likely in more cases to make you worse next week. But bodybuilding is a week after week after week after week situation. You know, people say shit like do or die, like leave it all in the gym. Like, hold on a second, I need some of it for later. So for me, it's been working great getting further from failure. And I'm sure you'll see this in the comments in this very video. You get some tough guys. Be like, yeah, man, but fucking, I don't train like that, bro. I go all out. Like, word up. I'm trying to train in such a way that is maximum effect. Demons and shit, I'm already done with all that fucking crap. So that's what Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is for, really. So I'm just going to do the kind of training that is a combination of scientifically supported and seems to work the best for me. And if you got some comments about how I don't train hard enough, yeah, compared to your standards, I probably don't. But do you look like me? No, you probably look better. Fuck. Anyway, for now you do, but wait till I do the set it back. Let's fucking kick it. Easily the most difficult part of this lift is the unloading and settling in. 12 reps is the goal. That was fucking sweet. This machine is undefeated. I love the shit. Super easy at the top, which allows me to crunch that peak contraction, which I like. That peak contraction is probably not worth a damn, but ASMR-wise, it feels sweet. Lets me really feel like I've reset the rep. What it also lets me do is get in touch mind muscle-wise with my back so I can pre-contract it to slow that eccentric and get a ton out of it on the way down versus like, more arms than back. Big, massive stretch at the bottom. It's brutal. So the force curve on this is just hard to beat. So highly recommend Prime equipment in general. It's fucking sweet. And this Prime row, best in class, legit. Which is why I own one. 12 reps. That felt great. Strength so far on my prep, Total prep length is 18 weeks. Look, I've already gotten through like 7 weeks of prep. Weird. Strength has gone up so far a little bit, which is cool. My strength will probably continue to climb through all of prep, just by the bittiest of margins. I'm not trying to push it. Just little tiny PRs here and there, a rep here and there, extra 2.5 pounds here and there. It works really well. Now, for some of you at home asking, how the fuck does your strength continue to go up through all of prep? Drugs. That's it. Typically, you lose some strength, just a little bit, tail end of prep if you're natural, or if you're doing gear and you're doing it wrong. The last couple of weeks, water manipulation's drying out, estrogen management, your strength is a question mark because you wouldn't even be testing it at that point. Staying a little bit further from failure or very light weights, high reps. It's tough to track then. But generally speaking, for enhanced preps, intelligently designed enhanced preps should keep your strength either stable most of the time or slowly rising. And it's kind of cool, but you need to pay the price on the back end. Well, actually right then and there with the terrible psychology of drugs. It made me feel awful. And of course, shortening my lifespan. Yay. Yeah, it's just like this whole body thing's like a weird art project where, it's like being any other artist. You finish your artwork for that day, you feel really happy. You walk home from school and you get beat up by the bully for being an art nerd. That's actually just described Scott, the video guy's life, except his music nerd, which is arguably even worse. Set 2, 9 reps. Got another set of 8, and then I do a down set where I take a 45 off. So that's 215 pounds external load, non-machine load, and I go to 170 after this. So it's 12, 9, 8, and then I think I have to do another 12 at 170. So it's really good. Extra volume, a little bit of a different rep range. Seems to be adding a little bit more muscle than just exact same rep range the entire time. Tentative, but there's at least one decent study to support that, and personal experience. One down set at the end of a bunch of heavy sets seems to tick some boxes the heavy set doesn't. And after that, straight arm pull downs, then lateral raises with a cable, and then I shower. Scott the video guy usually helps with that. There are parts of the body that I can reach all my parts of the body, but I don't want to. Yeah. And then after that, food, and then recording Exercise Scientist Reacts videos. Scott, can we give a preview of what those are going to be? Who are we doing? Jay Cutler and me fucking favorite, Dorian fucking Yates. And I know he doesn't talk like this. He doesn't talk like this, do he? It's like some kind of fucking Midlands accent with fucking Scotch and Irish in there, and why not fucking Welsh? It's all the same. It's all the fucking same. You give me a New Yorker, hey, yo, whoa, and a fucking North Carolinian, I tell you what, man, sound the same to me, man. It's all Americanese. Same with you British folk. But in any case, we're going to do Dorian. We're going to talk some shit, of course. We're going to pay major respects, of course. And generally just look at his bubbly muscle body and just wonder what could have been. Huh? Let's do another set, Mike. You're careening off into your bullshit again. Oh yeah, that'll fucking work. And now take a plate off. 170. Rest a little bit. Do 12. And that's enough rowing for straight arm pull downs in a little bit. So I got 4 sets here. Straight arm pull downs. I might only do 2 sets because all of my other muscles are going to heal with just 1 rest day between this half week and the next half week. I have to let my back heal. But straight arm pull downs are new for me. First time today. Long time. I was in this meso using the machine straight arm pull down situation. And it just, like I said earlier, did not fuck. And cool thing about the RPI Hypertrophy app, link in description, is that you can trade out exercises anytime. And it actually gives you the option of trading them out for good, like for the whole meso, or like repeat this trade out, or you can trade it out just for 1 session and it doesn't touch anything. The next session you come in, it's all the same exercises with the same weight progressions you were using before, which is a sweet feature because if you're in a situation like I'm right now and you're like, this exercise kind of sucks. I want this new exercise and I just want it to perseverate. Perfect. The box is auto-checked for you when you replace exercise. If you're traveling, going on vacation, going on a trip, you're choosing a random gym, you'll be back to your old shit next week. You want to keep progressing, it's mid-meso. You just want to highlight that box, repeat, and all of a sudden, you get to keep jamming on it. And you do whatever different replacement exercise for that day or week that you're traveling, come back the next week, like nothing ever changed. Look up your app. It continues that progression for you that you started 2 weeks ago or had been doing 2 weeks ago. So kind of a cool tool. We really designed the app with the advanced user in mind. We designed the app literally so that myself and Jared could use it. And we do. I don't train without it anymore. Training without it seems alien. It's like walking around with no clothes, which I think is fun, but the law is weird. It's like, don't do it. There's kids, weird shit. So it's just an awesome thing. And I really like it. And if you would just, for the love of God, just subscribe, I could finally get some money in my life. Look at this. Look at what I'm wearing. Free t-shirt, Walmart shorts, literally Walmart shoes, walmart.com. These are $10. Old socks. Look at how ugly I am. You guys think I can afford cosmetic surgery? You don't think I'd run to that fucking place if they offered it? I would, but can't even afford to run. Think about that. So if you want to support people of lower socioeconomic status, buy the app. 12 reps. Gonna unrack this, take off my Versas. I'll see you guys for the warm-up for lat prayers. All right, straight arm lat pull downs, aka lat prayers. Feel pretty good. I just did a little quick warm up set about. I used 95 pounds. I did 6 reps. Cool thing about warming up is that once you do your first muscle group training for that day, all other warm ups for that same muscle are way, way easier. Just don't require a lot, maybe just 1 set. The best term I've ever heard for this is a term I think invented by Mr. Jay Cutler. multi-time Mr. Olympia, he called them feel sets. Just do a set with like some intermediate weight, just one set, maybe 5 to 10 reps. Just kind of get the feel of it, get the feel of the movement, get everything moving in the right pattern. And that also, wakes up the nervous system component that's supposed to be in charge of that movement. And so it's really, really awesome. It's not technically a warm-up anymore in some sense. In a general sense, it is, because the term warm-up we use colloquially for a bunch of different processes. And that's all called a warm-up. The physical warming is just a part of it. But, my back is physically warm as fuck. You guys saw on those rows. I mean, my lats were kicking it. So this kind of just feels it out. And then now I'm going to do work sets with 115 pounds, close to the same weight. But not for a set of 6, but hopefully for a set of somewhere between 10 and 20. I haven't done this in a while. We'll see how it goes. I think somewhere between 10 and 20 is going to be a good thing. Again, controlled, eccentrics at all times, deep stretch. People often, when they come up here, they lean up with the machine. Don't do that. Lean down so that your lats stretch more. You can feel that. As far as grips are concerned, I'm going to be using the straight bar attachment, basically. There's D handles on it, but I don't use those for this movement. Grips for lat prayers or straight arm lat pull downs. It's one of those things that's dealer's choice. It's just variation. Now, in some sense, do your lats get better activity if you have the vertical grip like this? Sure. But if you put your pinkies out, it actually stretches a part of the lat that normally doesn't get stretched. There's a conversation to be had there. And, some people say like, well, you're training the teres major when you do that. Like, sweet, I want that muscle big too. No one ever just looks at your lats, ever. It's always everything in context. So overall back width, yeah, this is the shit. And you have vertical positioning is great, 45 degree is great, and even straight is great. Try all of them over the course of time, see which one feels better for you on essentially 2 factors. One is stimulus proxies, like how much of a pump, how much do you feel the tension, blah, 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 how much do your lats get sore. And the other is fatigue, specifically joint connective tissue fatigue, which means like if grabbing it like this means no shoulder and elbow pain, but grabbing like this means shoulder and elbow pain, like, yeah, this is the one that wins. Not always, because months later you could come back to this with normal weight, work up to it, and then all the elbow pain and shoulder pain is gone. So variation's a big deal. And last thing I'll say before starting is variation is a concept that a lot of folks in the gym who know a lot of other things, they seemingly don't understand. A lot of people know you got to train hard. A lot of people know you got to do the basics and shit like that. A lot of people know that, volume matters, how much you do is a thing. But a lot of people are still looking for like the number one exercise for XYZ. What's the perfect grip position, hand spacing? That's a non-answerable question, because it's like asking, fuck it, we'll say this is actually quite good analogy. What's the best sex position? What the fuck, what? It's like any sex position after, in my case, 30 seconds, and in your case, probably an hour and a half, since you're all adult film stars that watch this channel, shit gets old. You got to switch it up. And even if you're fucking grinding in one position that's fucking dope for fucking days, weeks, months, at some point you're like, honey, get on top. Which I never say, because nobody ever gets on top of me, babe. I'm on top. Yeah, let's do these. Ooh, that fucks hard. Oh, joints feel great. Lats feel fucking zapped. Christ. That feels fucking great. You know, great in the painful sense. Freemotion, cable, Y-Raises. Let's go warm up on them. Raise these bars up in my RPI hypertrophy app. In the notes feature, I have all the specific up, down, in, out written down. So every week I know what to do. And you'll notice it's pretty high up because I want maximum tension here, minimum tension here, big stretch. And having a high position helps with that. The low position isn't bad or anything, but if you try the high one and stand out in front a little bit, could work well. Taking these guys, putting them away. I could have done that more stealthily. This is a mix of Gatorade and whey protein. Cool shake to be anti-catabolic, start the anabolic process, start the recovering process, and it actually keeps my energy up a little bit towards the end of workouts. All right, lean forward a little bit. Notice line of pull, perpendicular, which is really good. A lot of tension here, minimum here. Control the eccentric. Boom. Hypertrophy coach. The, what's it called? The wrist thingies. Go get them. They're fucking sweet. And this set coming up, first set. So this is my rep match, which is a feature you can use in the app. And basically I have 3 sets of 20 to do. The first set, I'm going to do a straight 20, close to failure. The second and third sets, I do as many reps as I can at a time, rest a little bit, and then keep going. I rest, I don't unplug, I just kind of move back, take the tension off the shoulders and keep plugging along. So it's 3 sets of 20, but it's really like probably 6 approaches to failure instead of 3. And it just smashes a ton of volume and a ton of relative effort. It's really, really good. So I'm going to scoot my ass through here. Oy. There we go. Let's do reps. Pull the mic out here. Ugh. All right, 20. Works a lot more smoothly. 20 reps, take a little break, another 20, and then another 20. shit. All right. That was actually 22 reps. So I have 18 total left. Is that going to be our little secret, guys? Because yeah, my rep match means hit the same total reps over each set, as many my rep mini sets as it takes. But to be completely honest, as long as you hit that first set, reach your first goal, the other subsequent sets, instead of seeing them as 20, 20, 20, you can see them as 20 and then 40. And for the 40 total reps, as long as you're getting close to failure on each mini set, as many mini sets as it takes. So I did 20, then it's 22. Now it's going to be 18. I'm going to set up my own camera here for my Instagram, where you guys can follow me. I post 95% of my training, at least one set of almost every exercise. I post screenshots of the app so you can see my exact program. I do that all the time. So if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, I'm Dr. Mike Israel on Instagram. And wait, I'm Dr. Mike Israel in real life. Ugh. Ugh. Folks, that's training. If you guys want to see more of this kind of training, get two options. For these full-length feature production YouTube videos, the member section on our YouTube is really good. You also get explicit versions of the Exercise Scientist Critiques videos. I say a lot of shit that does not make it to YouTube. You'll get all that shit when you do the member situation, because you can't cancel that. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, I post my training in much lower quality video format with much worse editing all the time. So guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Best wishes in your own training. Train smart, train hard, drink your milk, go to school. Don't do drugs, slightly hypocritical on my part. I consumed so much milk and went to so much school. I get a little pass on the drugs. See you guys next time.